All right, and we're live. Nobody watching at the moment, so why don't I fix that? And I've just sent links out to a couple other people, so they should be joining us momentarily. There he is, Thomas. What's going on? All right, hang on. I got to do volume switch things here, volume check things, because it just kills my ears when these things are cranked right up. All right. No, I know we have one other person at least jumping in here momentarily. So I sent him a link. The grumpy old bugger. Hang on here. Let me do some link sending shit here so people will sit in.
All right. How do we do that? I'm gonna find a lighter.
Sure.
Yeah. Do this old-fashioned way. Light it off the stove.
Oh, hey, Notch is here. Notch, buddy, what's going on? You want to join us? Because I'd love to have you in here. We could tell I like Nacha because his name comes up blue with a little wrench beside it, you see. So he's one of my moderators. And Hans is now here.
Hello, everybody.
You know, I keep forgetting that I don't have to type. I can speak this shit. And it does it. That's how I do all my lyrics now, because I just read my lyrics off the paper and they automatically go onto my little thingy here. Eh? So.
Cool.
All right. Let me just get rid of that. All right. So I'm going to send Nacho a link. I don't know if he'll join us or not. He might be involved in another podcast. He kind of does that. He floats around a lot. Have you ever met Nacho? You've met Nacho.
Briefly. I tuned into one of his podcasts here a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
Had a good bit. Haven't had very much interaction with him yet.
Oh, good. You sent me some information. Good. I'll once we're done with all this, I'll start adding all that information into the videos.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, let me just send Nacho a link here, and if he wants to join us, he can. All right, Nacho, check your Twitter messages, sir. All right.
I'm curious. What is that on your shirt? I can only see the very top of it.
Oh, he says he can't. Oh. Casey's here, though.
Hello, Casey.
Karen.
Okay, something's going on. Getting a little bit of lag.
Hello, no. Well, there's always lag to the live feed because they have that.
Okay.
They have the delay, so in case there's anything that they end up ruling is offensive, they can beep it or something, right? I don't know. That's just what they do.
I'm curious. What's the design on your shirt? I can only see the top of it.
Oh, Eddie did all the stuff. It was kind of like a Mad magazine, but for guys that were car enthusiasts.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And it's Eddie. It's Ratfink, buddy.
Oh, okay. Sweet. That's cool.
Remember Ratfink? So many fucking hats that I wear on my day-to-day. Like literally, I work at an environmental company as a chemical analyst. And I also work camera for a company called Top Performance TV, and we do a lot of filming at car shows and shit. Cool. And I also run my own Lifeblood Entertainment, which is on a hiatus. There's some details being worked out. As I'm going to be the sole owner of it. It was my idea, and my partner who threw all the money in it. Well, she's now moving back to Romania, so I have to come up with $9,000 to pay her back, and then take over the entire ownership of the company myself. I'm working on that. I'm working on getting a loan to do that because she was nice enough to give me the money in the first place and take a minor role in the company. So I feel it's because she did that for me. I could never thank her enough, because we did a bunch of shows early on. And the whole purpose behind Lifeblood was to promote blood donors, to the necessity for blood donors. We'd have local bands that not a lot of people heard of, and we'd allow them to play, and then we'd always have a big name headliner, right? So that would attract people, because no one's going to come see, Joe Schmo Garage Band, right? So, but it was also to promote talent, local talent, and to get the word out about blood donors and the need for blood donors. Dave, welcome aboard, man. I just noticed that you jumped in on the conversation.
Yeah,
but you're driving. What are you doing driving, man?
I'm actually off to donate some old stuff. So I'm heading to the local St. Vinny's.
Oh, are you? Very cool. Wait, let me get this straight. You're donating blood right now, or will be?
No, not blood. I'm, as I told you, I'm not allowed to donate blood in Australia.
That's right.
Because they had this weird rule because of the outbreak of Creutzfeldt-Jakob, which was mad cow disease in the UK in the late 80s, early 90s. Anybody that lived in the UK and ate meat, which was me, I was doing a lot of that. Basically, if you ate cow and you lived in the UK, you're banned from giving blood in Australia. It's really weird.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they have that here too. If you were in the UK during that time period, you are also not able to donate, because I guess what do I want to say? I guess it lingers in your system and could be potentially harmful to a donor or a recipient, pardon me.
Yeah. And the finding of it, it's the cost benefit analysis, it's just not worth screening for.
Right, of course, yeah. You could still donate for research purposes. A couple of my friends that are no longer able to because they both went through a bout of cancer, which they beat, which is great. But they now donate for research purposes, and they specifically chose cancer research for their blood donations.
Yeah, so I could definitely.
Their donations still count to my tally every year. And we still, to this day, since the inception of the group, we still garner over 450 donations every year. We're the third highest group in BC, right? The only other ones that beat us are corporates. Like, one's the Sikh Nation. So all the Sikhs in the Lower Mainland, and they do over 1,000 every year. And the other one is the Save On Foods or something corporation that does over 1,000 every year too. And I'm happy to do half of their totals every year, just being one guy that started this up, right?
Yeah, that's wicked.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of that. And every time I donate, I always end up recruiting at least one or two more people just by talking to them while we're eating all the yummy cookies and juices and coffee. They give you a selection of shit now, man. It's great. It's not just, dad's cookies and a glass of OJ. There's like 5 or 6 different kinds of juices. You can have coffee, tea, water. They'll give you whatever you want. And they give you those little bits and bites or nuts and bolts or whatever the fuck they're called. And a slew of different kinds of cookies, including shortbread, which I really dig. So I eat a lot of those ones.
Yeah, that's right. I heard blood giving blood as being called self-harm for a biscuit.
Self-harm for a biscuit. That's genius, actually. Yeah, you could look at it that way. I'm injuring myself, so they give me cookies. I'll do anything for cookies.
Yeah.
I'll do even more for beer. Well, almost. There's some things I'm not going to.
How long ago did you start your blood donation, Neil?
You donated today?
No, so how long ago did you start your blood donation?
Oh, how long ago? Oh, well, my father passed away in 2000, early 2011, I think, or was it late 2011? I guess it was August, so it'd be late 2011. Or sorry, not August, July. And I started in February of the following year, which was 2012. And it's funny because, I went in there and I said, listen, I'd like to start a Partners for Life group to honor what my dad did, because somebody's got to take his place. I mean, the guy was able to do platelets, which you can go in every 2 weeks and do. But me being a whole blood donor, you can only go in every 7 weeks and do it, right? So, and they said, well, that's great. We'd love to have you as a Partners for Life group. That'd be awesome. You can join the wall of our many groups. I said, well, and I'd like to be able to recruit as many people as I can, obviously. And they said, well, it's tough being a single person doing this. I said, well, let's get the news involved. I'll go on the news. I have a YouTube channel, which is my other channel, the gaming one. And I'll put the word out, and I'll put it out on Facebook because I got quite a few followers on Facebook and whatnot. And they said, okay, well, can you give us a target, like a, what do you call it? What your totals, like what do they call it? A pledge. A donation totals pledge. And I said, sure, we'll break my dad's numbers. I'll tell you that right now. And me not knowing anything about how this works, didn't really realize that wasn't a common thing. So she's like, you might want to go for something maybe a little bit more realistic, like say maybe 50 donations, because no one's ever done something like that in the history of Canadian Blood Services. And I was like, well, you haven't been dealing with me yet. So they're like, okay, that sounds great. Like, oh, fucking braggart. But no. Yeah. But anyways, I'm like, I guarantee you we'll at least get close. And she goes, well, why don't you we'll do something what we would consider rational. And we'll say 50 donations. I'm like, okay, you can put that down. But I'm telling you right now, we're going to break that. She said, okay, well, we'll see you in a year and we'll see what happens. Well, we'll talk to you in a year about it. A year passed and we did, I had 186 people, I think, or 182 people in the group at that point after the first year. And that was with the help of Global News and whatever, and my YouTube video that I put out about it. And at the end of the first year, we had over 680 donations.
Wow.
Bingo.
That's fucking, and they said that no one has ever done that in Canadian Blood Services history. So I was on the news again for doing that, and they brought in a cake.
Oh no!
For me, which was awesome. And I had a friend of mine film it and everything, and it was a great time. And I still to this day we get over 450 every year.
That's really awesome.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, I actually ended up getting it's over there somewhere, a certificate of recognition for it, which is pretty cool.
Awesome.
That's not obviously why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because it's a necessity. And that's why I spread the word as much as I possibly can. And that's also why I started Lifeblood, to sort of help push that word around as well, especially through music. Because what do we all have in common? We all love music, right? Doesn't matter if you're religious, non-religious, black, white, pink, yellow, green. I don't care. We all have a connection. And I think it's through music. A lot of us. And that's
not since the 80s.
Why?
Because there's been no good music since then.
Oh, come on. I started making music after the 80s. What are you trying to say? My music's crap now too, or what? Actually, it is. But it's definitely for a select few listeners anyways. But hey, Aaron Raw liked my music, and that's all that fucking matters to me. Right?
Oh, well, there you go. There you go.
When somebody of influence like that says they dig your tunes, that just made me melt. My heart was on fire at that moment.
Wicked.
I should probably put that out, actually.
When I was listening to the deconversion before, something really struck me. You were mentioning how the hell is this guy not impeached?
Yeah. Trump, and there's been many reasons that he could be. Yeah,
and it was funny because I only just came, like I was in and out doing stuff, and obviously I knew who you were talking about straight away.
Yeah.
And it was funny because just yesterday, my wife, who's several years younger than me, I showed her All the President's Men. She
Oh
didn't
yeah,
have a
yeah.
clue. She didn't have a clue who Nixon was or
Really?
what him. Yeah. And so I showed her All the President's Men, and she's sitting there going, "How is Trump still here?"
I heard someone else say almost exactly the same thing after they first saw that movie too.
Yeah, it was like she's going, but why? I mean, they got him, and that in comparison is nothing.
It's pittance comparison to what.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing if anyone else wants to jump in here.
It was insane. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
So I just had to tell you that, probably boasting that, you know, my wife's so young that she didn't know who Nixon was. But moving right along.
I'm actually, when I hear that somebody doesn't know who someone like Nixon is, it kind of like, are you from this planet? Like,
yeah.
What are you, an alien? You just moved here a couple of years ago? Like, I thought almost everyone, except for maybe some bush people in the deepest, darkest, back Australia or Africa or something, may not have heard of them. But those people don't exactly have, you know, TV or whatnot.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Yeah,
but
it's
anyway.
just amazing how many people just aren't political animals, though. They just,
I don't really consider myself really politically involved, but when shit like this starts happening, I'm going to raise my fucking voice, right? So.
Right.
Oh, God, yeah.
So, I mean, you start locking up children and keeping them away from their parents. That to me is that's just criminal. And I get why they are doing it or why they think they need to, but come on, man, this is kids. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like, the kids aren't going to.
There's no reason. Don't lie.
I know. But, I mean, I want to say that, you know, they think they're doing something that's a good thing, but they're not. That's what I'm saying.
No. And I don't even think they think they're doing something that's a good thing. They know it's a bad thing, but hey, we have a justification.
Oh, you might be right there. I never really looked at it that way. Because I guess I just want to give people the benefit of the doubt naturally. But you might be right, man. Sometimes people get into positions of power, and that's all it's about from there on out, right?
That's all it's about for Trump, period, is power.
And power corrupts.
More power and make more money.
Yeah. Well, fucking Trump's been corrupt for a long time, but anyway.
Yeah.
I can't. It still blows my mind that he's in. Like, he's not even qualified. I wasn't exactly excited about the other candidate, but at least she was qualified.
Yeah.
So, you know,
I voted for Bernie in the primary, but the DNC didn't, they cracked him.
Yeah, I know it's ridiculous, and you know what, this is going to go down in history as one of the probably.
The CIA got to him.
I really wish that was kind of true, because you'd think that the CIA would want to take the guy out. Because he's a bit of oh man, it's his ego that fuels all of this shit.
Yeah, his biggest ego ever.
And then he's got fucking little parrots beside him whispering in his ear and squawking the same shit that he squawks, and I don't know.
This Omarosa thing is fucking hilarious, though. Every time she says something, people go, "Oh no!" And just from out of her back pocket, she just pulls this tape recorder in and goes, "Want to make a bet?" She has just been taping fucking everything. And having never heard of her before, like, Americans, it seems to be, from what I can pick up, hate her because she was on The Apprentice, and she must have been a real bitch or something on that. I'm assuming she must have been a real bitch on that show.
I don't
know. I didn't even know of her until all of this.
Yeah, so everybody's saying, "Oh yeah, but she's a lying, backstabbing bitch anyway," and it's like, well, how do you know this? And I assume it's from this TV show or this persona that she has just out-trumped Trump on every fucking turn. Every turn she's made, it's been like Trump's done this, and she just goes, hey, I've got a tape. Fucking hilarious. Oh.
So she's got all the evidence we'll ever need then.
Oh, she's probably got the 18 minutes that was missing from Nixon's tapes.
I guess that's possible, yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you right now, dude?
In sunny Brisbane, Queensland.
Oh, okay. You're just kind of hanging out on the side of the road. Like, aren't people giving you funny looks?
Yeah. I've just pulled up outside the St. Vincent de Paul shop.
Okay, we have one of those here in Austin.
Yeah, where I'm about to donate some old clothes and things. So.
Right on.
Yeah, we have a St. Vincent de Paul here in Austin.
I'm in the midst of gathering up a bunch of the shit that I haven't worn in years either, and there's a place down the road from me that I can go to drop it off.
Yeah.
Because my friend downstairs, she's doing the same. So
I got to make room for all my Godless Engineer T-shirts and my.
Fuck yeah. I know, as soon as this one wears out, because I've been wearing it quite a bit here and there, I'm going to have to get another one as a backup.
Yeah.
And the other one I just got recently was the Geek Room, right? With the two of those little smiling faces on there, and it says the Geek Room underneath it, which is pretty cool too.
Right.
And
it's
they're going to be
for me because I pay like 20, I got to pay $25 for the T-shirts. I then got to pay another $30 to get them here.
Yeah, I know. It's the shipping that kills you. Usually when I do it, I'll buy a few at a time, and then you get free shipping.
Yeah. Yeah, not to Australia. They ain't ship nothing free here.
No, well, that's because you guys are way the hell out there. There's my Godless Engineer one right there, heathen.
All right, heathen. All right, back in a second.
Yeah, you bet. And I had to get this one because when I saw just the design itself, I'm into those kind of neat, simplistic-y kind of designs that have a lot of meaning behind them. Mm-hmm. So when I saw Aaron Ra wearing this one, I had to have it. The Epistivist symbol, the Zopdos, or whatever it's called, which is pretty cool. The Zopdos, Zopdos, or D-O-Z.
Okay.
Basically, you can flip it. You can flip it and it would say the same thing. It's one of the, what do they call those? Where you flip the word like mom and Bob and...
Yeah,
I can't remember. Something like that. But the one I wear often that pisses people off the most, and I love it, is this one.
Cool.
Save the planet.
Right.
Yeah, or that to a friend of mine's party one time.
That one symbol. What does it represent again?
What's that?
What is the one before that? What does that symbol represent again?
Oh, epistivism. It's an epistivist symbol.
Okay, which is?
An epistivist is someone who doesn't use faith to come to knowledge.
Ah, okay.
Right?
That's a new term for me.
Also, yeah. Like, people claim that faith is knowledge, and that's why I always say that at the end of my little shows is, remember, it's called faith because it's not knowledge.
Right.
If it was knowledge, you wouldn't have to use faith, right?
Right.
So that's why I bought that shirt, the Epistivist shirt.
That's cool.
Right.
Yeah, I'd seen it before, but that symbol before, but I had no idea what it was.
Yeah, that's what it is. And actually, Aaron sent me another T-shirt with one of his famous quotes on it that he autographed for me.
Awesome.
Because I'm a patron to him, but unfortunately, I've got some with that whole loan thing I was telling you about that I have to do now. I'm gonna have to cut my patron off, my patronage, whatever you call it, off for a little while until this is dealt with. But yeah, he sent me this one here, which has him on there, and he signed it there.
Awesome.
And it said, "Science doesn't know everything, but religion doesn't know anything."
That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah, that one pisses people off too, which makes me happy.
Right?
Not that I'm happy pissing people off, just specific people.
Right.
I like pissing the people off that have that superiority complex. unwarranted. You know what I mean? Delusions of grandeur.
Right. Yeah, some of my designs will do that. That's for sure.
That's it. Thank you, Hans. It's called a palindrome. A word that you can flip, and it still says the same thing, which is the same as the Zopdos. You flip Zopdos, and it looks the same the other way, right? Reese, but I heard he made 50 billion new jobs. I'm sure that's what he told you. He's talking about Trump. He's like,
here's one of my things on Trump.
Jeff P is like, you're Canadian. You're nice.
One of the things on Trump, he keeps calling off this Russia investigation. He keeps calling it a witch hunt. All this. That there's no collusion, whatsoever, and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Yet, if that was true, if Trump and his cabinet didn't have anything to hide involving Russia, then why the fuck is he trying to silence anybody and everybody involved with the investigation and dropping people's security clearances? Anybody that has anything to do with it, he's trying to silence. That tells me he's got shit to hide.
Yeah, exactly. Christy, I'll ask you this, and you can type it in the comment section. Christy, I'll be interviewing too in about a week's time.
Cool.
Was the time that we set up for this. If you'd like to join, Chris, you can jump in on the after party and get a feel for this. If you'd like, just let me know. Type yes or no in the thingy there. And if anyone else wants to join us, just let me know in the comment section, and I'll send you a link via Twitter. Because it's always good to have multiple people in here and shooting the shit about stuff. It can get a little crazy sometimes, but I'll try to keep on top of that. Start flexing a little bit and be like, hey, so like my old bouncer days when I was a bouncer.
Cool.
Yeah, I used to be I was a bouncer for probably 6 years or so, a couple of different places. When I used to be a lot bigger, I guess, than I am. When you're 6'5" in boots and weigh about 248 pounds at the time, anyways, I've lost a little of that, but people tend to not mess with you so much.
Right.
I'd have to wear a sumo suit to get to that.
Oh, have you seen those ones that you can actually put on where they got the big blue bands or red bands around them? And shit like that. Then they go in and they make you wrestle each other. I remember was it one of the Lollapaloozas where they had that as sort of like a side event that I went to, and the people could put on the red and the blue sumo suits with the wigs and everything with the stupid hair thingy sticking up, and they'd get in and try and beat each other up with these suits on, but most of the time they couldn't even reach each other with their arms because these things are so big. It's quite hysterical. Oh, so what do you say, Christy? You want to come in or what? You want to jump in here? Because I can send you a link. You still haven't answered me. Like you're ignoring me. I'm starting to get upset a little bit. No, I'm not really. I'm just kidding. My mom is visiting and spending the night, so watching you guys on my phone. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, you don't want to like jump in on this and ignore mom. That wouldn't be cool. So yeah, I totally get it. What the hell happened to you, Dave? It looks like you filled your. Oh.
Say hi to Snaggles.
A Sable?
Say hi to Snaggles.
Oh, Snaggles.
Yep. He has a Snaggletooth.
Snaggletooth, nice. Exit stage left.
Meow.
That's a classic cartoon, that one, man.
Yeah, he got kicked by somebody when he was a kitten, so he's got a Snaggletooth.
Oh, really?
That's okay. The guy who kicked him, he ended up with more than just a Snaggletooth.
Good, because he deserves it.
I knocked 2 of them out.
Well, actually, when I lived in Israel, and I was going to school there, we were walking back from the lab, one of the science labs there. We were in there looking at stuff and hanging out with some of the people that worked in there. We were walking past the rec room, or the rec. I guess it was a gym, not a rec room so much, but a gymnasium. And there's a big wall outside, and these assholes had a kitten, and they were throwing it against the wall.
Oh, man.
I know. And I'm like, what are you fucking doing? So we went over there, and we started pounding on these clowns and pushing them away from the fucking kitten. rescued the kitten, and we took it back and gave it to one of the Israeli guys that I know that lived there, and he kept it.
Awesome.
And yeah, and he kept these assholes away. It was so funny because he was just he got about a little bit bigger. When they get that toddler stage, I guess when they're bigger than kitten size, and he shaved his head and he gave him a pink mohawk. He had a little pink kitty mohawk, which was hilarious. And I think the cat got used to these two clowns because every time they were big Led Zeppelin fans, so it was like every day they were there smoking hash and listening to Led Zeppelin. And the cat got used to the hash and would always walk over to you and make you blow smoke in its face. And you'd just see it sitting back. And I swear, sometimes you'd see this kitten. Well, he was a cat almost at that point, where it's like he had a smile on his face, and you could hear him, or you could see him literally bouncing his head to Zeppelin. It was amazing. All right, a cat that likes Zeppelin. I like this cat already.
That's funny.
Yeah, but we rescued him. But I think I'm pretty sure he had a little bit of brain damage because of what had happened to him at that point.
Yeah, that's sad.
But that was just horrible. But the two dudes that were doing this to the poor kitten didn't fare well.
Good.
We had our way. Animal abuse is like second on my list for the things that piss me off the most, and the first being what the fucking Catholic Church priests have been doing, right?
Yeah.
Children and animals. You abuse either of those, and if you're anywhere near me and I know about it, I'm fucking coming for you.
Right.
I don't care. I'm coming for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And that's, which I guess makes me more moral than your fucking God you're touting off about while you're doing this shit.
Right.
So fuck you. Yeah, it pisses me off. I can't. Sorry for all the bad language, but this kind of shit makes me mad. All right, so yeah, I don't know what happened to Dave, man. I guess, but I thought he already went in and dropped all the shit off.
Yeah, he was back in the car, and now he's gone again.
Yeah, that's kind of weird because Dave's a good guy. Dave's good people, man. He's got a great sense of humor. So, yeah, but was it just me, Thomas, or did it look like his fucking car was filling up with smoke? Did it look like it was hazy? Did you? Because I noticed that. It's like, holy shit.
I thought it was vaping. I was wondering what he was vaping on. Whether it was tobacco, food, or
yeah, he does vape. I should just give all that shit up. Well, except for the weed. I probably won't ever stop smoking weed. But I like it. What can I say? And I've written some of. I don't know. I guess it puts you on a different thinking level sometimes, because some of the more interesting songs I've written lyrically came when I was smoking weed. So, I don't know.
Back when I was younger, I used to be, pretty much just a stoner.
Yeah.
But now it's more medical than it is. It fills in the gaps that my prescription meds leave behind.
Right.
I use it to maintain my sanity. Yeah. I don't smoke just to get stoned anymore. I'm to maintain my cool and maintain my sanity and not go off somebody who deserves it.
Well, it also depends on which kind you're smoking, because indica and sativa are different.
Right. Yeah.
With sativa, you can get the little bit of that head buzz, but still be active as fuck.
Yeah.
Where indica is going to make you oh man, let's just throw on heavy metal again.
Right.
Watch that right. or something else like Weekend at Bernie's or something funny because I feel like laughing because everything's funny. Right? Yeah. That kind of thing, right? So that's what indica does to me. And of course, if there's any cookies or crackers or snacky things in the house, they are not safe for me after smoking indica. Okay. Well, what do you say, man? I think maybe
wrap it up.
Yeah, because not a lot of people wanted to jump in. I thought, well, I just want to hang out. Honestly, I just want to hang out with you a little bit longer after that.
Right.
And I'm glad that Dave jumped in. Dave's always a hoot and a holler when he comes in here, and I love his accent. I mean, if I was a gay guy, I'd probably be like, I love gays back then, you know. But I'm your typical cis hetero white male dude that's full of his own opinions,
Right.
as I guess we all are. But I'm definitely an ally to those folks for sure.
Yeah, same here.
And they
I've
know that.
made some designs. I've made some designs for all that lines too.
That would be
They're
a
all,
great.
they're all on the X Designs page.
Right. It's like I always say, man, we're all human beings.
Exactly.
And
We all bleed red.
Treat each other that way instead
Yes.
of all this other shit, right?
Yes, exactly. We're all in the same boat, whether we realized it or want to admit it or not.
Exactly. That's why racism pissed me
We're
off
on-
too, because we're
Yes.
one race, people, the human race, and just like
Exactly.
every other fucking species in the planet, we come in a variety too.
Yes, exactly.
So, anyway, Thomas, thanks, man, for being my victim today, so to speak.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and
It was a good Saturday night. I would have been bored otherwise.
right on. And guys, if there's any of you still watching, on I think it's Monday. I'll double check my schedule here, which I have handy right here. I think Monday is the day that I'll be talking to the Godless Geeks at about 4 p.m. my time Pacific, so that's 6 Central.
Cool.
And Higher Frequencies, which is the lovely Christy that's there in the chat, if she's still there. I will be talking to her the following Monday on the 29th at about the same time, my time, 4 p.m., 6 Central, and I think that's 8 Eastern, her time.
I'll try to tune in both of those.
All right, so I do have the Wednesday and Saturday, although I think next Saturday I will not be available to do one of these, so maybe I'll do it on a Thursday. But I also have Wednesday, which is another day that I usually do this open. And if anyone out there is interested in having an interview with me, let me know on Twitter. And also maybe if I have the time, I'll do one on the Thursday. But Fridays I can never do them, obviously, because we jam. Unless jam gets canceled, then I could sneak in like a hangout with a bunch of people. That would be fun. But anyways, Thomas, man, thank you so much again for doing the whole interview with me and jumping in on this with me. And all right, guys, so we're gonna cut this off here. So thanks for hanging out in the chat room, and kind of sad nobody had any questions for Thomas, but
That's okay.
that's all right. So look for me on Monday around 4 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Central. I'll be interviewing the Godless Geeks from the Geek Room of YouTube fame, and the following Monday I'll be interviewing Miss what's it, Higher Frequencies, or Christy is her real name. All right, so that'll be also at 4 p.m. Pacific, 6 Central, 8 Eastern. All right, so thanks, Thomas. And you guys that are watching, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you like the content. If not, don't subscribe. It's your choice, really.
Live long, rock on.
Hey, live long and prosper.
And rock on, and peace out.
Yeah, rock on, baby. All right, guys. Ciao. Talk to you guys later.